Okay, so welcome to our lesson now on the core. This is the core, and this is, of course, our lesson in the anatomy section of our lower back secrets program. And I wanted to bring this up because I hear this so much. There seems to be I don't know if this, shouldn't be saying this, but there seems to be a lot of people that give advice on lower back pain that seem to never have had lower back pain because the advice they give just doesn't seem to actually work, and it doesn't really make any sense. Well, the first example of this, and this is kind of the point of this discussion, is how it seems to be, from my experience, that whenever somebody talks about back pain to some expert or to somebody who is, knowledgeable in the world of physical therapies or anything like that, they're going to get some sort of a response that says, "Oh yeah, the reason why you have back pain is because you have a weak core." And then they go on to tell you that the solution to your back pain, of course, is to strengthen your core. And then they'll give you some sort of explanation about how the core muscles are affecting the bones, and that when they're weak, it creates this environment, and all that's creating the pain. And I'm not really sure that any of that is true. However, I am very interested that you have a strong core, and we're going to discuss the core. And we're going to make sure we understand what that even means, because that's a word that is very general and can mean a lot of things when it actually is something very specific, which we'll look at. So yes, we want to have a strong core, but we're not going to fool ourselves into thinking that the key to your getting rid of back pain has to do with how much you're strengthening your core, because it really doesn't. Now, there's a lot of reasons to have a strong core. There's a lot of reasons to be strong in every part of your body. And that's what this system is going to do. It's going to give strength in the core, but it's also going to give strength in the arms and the back muscles, in the leg muscles, and really the entire structure of the body. Okay, so let's discuss the core. Let's understand what it really is. Let's understand what it's not. But then let's appreciate that any kind of discussion that a weak core is the real responsible party for lower back pain, I'm not in any way convinced that holds any water. Okay? So let's look at the core, and then we'll get to it. Well, a lot of people, they kind of point to this area, right? And they feel muscles, on their body, and they call this core. Okay, so I'd like to address the difference between core versus abdominal. All right, well, this is your trunk, by the way. Your trunk is not your core. Your trunk is your trunk, and your core is something else. Now, when you know what the word core means, really means, and you know that it means the deepest. Core means the deepest, by definition. So what is the core? That's going to be the deepest muscle group of them all. And what is the deepest muscle group of them all? It looks like this, and it's called iliopsoas. Now, like I said, iliopsoas is the deepest group. You've got all these superficial abdominal muscles, and like I said, hey, let's strengthen everything. As long as we're doing it in an intelligent way that does not reflect into our lower back, let's strengthen everything, no problem. But not because the idea that once we get our core strong, all of a sudden our back pain's going to go away. The back pain will go away in the context of this system, but getting the core strong is only one small part of the system, certainly not the responsible party for people's pain in general. The core is called iliopsoas. Some textbooks call it iliacus and psoas, whereas some are going to call it iliopsoas. And what it is, it's essentially one muscle or two, and the only reason why there's a debate is that while they both start in the same place in the leg, half goes to one place and the other half goes to the other place, and so it kind of looks like two muscles in some way. But it looks like one muscle in one way. So it can either be called iliopsoas, or it could be called iliacus and psoas. And we're talking about a muscle that is going to attach your leg, your femur, your actual femur, to your hip, and your femur to your spine. And this is psoas. And so when you talk about real core strength, when you talk about people who are really strong, real strength is core strength. And the real core is psoas. It's not abdominal. It is deeper than that, okay? And so it's true we want to get psoas strong. We want to be strong. We want to have our whole body strong. We want all the abdominal muscles to be strong. We want to look good in a bikini. Sure, why not? Everything is fun. This is great stuff. Exercise, exercise, exercise. As long as it is within the system of what is intelligent for lower back pain, so that you don't have back pain for the rest of your life, because some actions are not really valuable, while other actions are going to be extremely. And that's, of course, what the system's all about. Explaining why, where, how, the whole thing about why certain things are intelligent, why other things are not intelligent. When it comes to the core, yes, let's get it strong, but we're going to do it in a way that does not reflect into our lower back, okay? Because, like I said, the core muscles are important, but only important as much as every other muscle group, and certainly not the most important part of the conversation for lower back pain, as many people would imply as they describe to these poor people that are, we are all included, as I'm sure many of us here watching, going from one expert to another, everyone giving a different opinion, everyone giving a different analysis, and the only thing that we know is that we have back pain. And everyone's giving us a different kind of explanation, but none of it is actually affecting us to have no back pain. This is a bunch of theories. Well, this is not theoretical. This is extremely practical and extremely well tested. So this system will always work as you begin to apply it, and you're going to see that for yourself. Okay? So I hope you've enjoyed this anatomy chapter here in our lower back program. We're going to be going into very soon how to analyze your back pain, figure out what you got going on, and then take it from there. Okay? So see you at the next lesson.